Hey everyone, this is Jennifer, and I am just absolutely dying to move into my July start planner for the year. And I was in bed last night and kind of had this aha moment. Why am I not using the PlannerKate Create Your Own kit to kind of move in early? So I have been seeing a ton of different brands of July start planners. If they are 18 months, of course, you can just rip out the extra pages and, or use the last 6 months now and then move in July. I typically do that with my 18-month Erin Condren planners. So I ripped out the last 6 months of this planner, and then I've been using it for a year, basically from July to July, right? But I do have these pages in here in case I want to do sticker testing or do a spread early, which is what I've been doing, trying to decide what planner I want to move into. But for 12-month planners, which is the majority of what I've been seeing, people are just picking a day or picking a month and redating it and using it now. However, then, let's just say I picked June 2025, then next summer I won't have my new planner yet. Or I will have my new planner, but it's just going to create this cycle where you're always having to move in early and redate. So I had this idea. I want this 12-month Amplify planner to be one of my planners for July through July. Has a July start. I do prefer an academic start planner because my brain's kind of like in school years rather than calendar years. I think that's because I was obviously in college and now I work in education and I have a child. So everything's just kind of based on a school year for me, which is why I prefer an academic start. I know that might change if I switch professions or as my child gets older and everything's not really centered around the school year. But anyway, I want this to start in July and I don't want to get in that redating cycle where I have to redate something when my next planner gets here. So I don't want to mess up any of the months that are actually in this planner. In June 2025, I want to be using this for June 2025. So what I'm going to do is actually turn back here to this notes page. And the Amplify planner has several notes pages. I do want to allocate some of them to use the PlannerKate new 7x9 full-size dashboards. I'll put a video up for that because I'm really excited for those particular stickers. But I do have a few extra pages where I could easily use the Create Your Own monthly from PlannerKate. So I have the left side and the right side. And then I had actually used a vault kit for my Erin Condren planner, which means I have this Hello June sticker kit left over from PlannerKate. So I thought, why not pull this out of my stash and then use the monthly kit. And I know I won't have weekly plans in here because this is a weekly planner and I'll have to wait for July, but I could at least get June monthly in this planner without messing up any of the dates. So these are sized for like an Erin Condren 7x9 planner. This is not truly a 7x9 planner, but I think that we can make it work. So I am going to start with the header and then get these sheets down. Looks like this. And I might have some room at the bottom of the page or from left to right. Another trick is to turn your sticker the other direction to make sure it's going to fit. And it looks like I can go right up to this tab mark. that that's pretty straight. I'm not going to press it down really hard because if I messed it up, they are repositionable. And then on these fuller size sheets, I always just pull up the very beginning of the sticker sheet and then pull off the rest as I press down. Yeah, so this is gonna have this little bit here. I might have to fill that with some sort of washi, but we'll get there in a second. Let's get this down and then maybe do some brainstorming. It's kind of close to the coil, but if I have to end up trimming that, I can. And then we'll do the same thing with this right side. Oh gosh, guys, I am so happy that I don't know why. I've done this before in notebooks. Why did it not occur to me to use it this way in a planner to start early? I don't know, but I'm so glad that the idea hit me. Let's put down the day of the week, and I think that I will just be consistent with this planner, so maybe I'll get in the routine and make this a Sunday start since the planner is a Sunday start. I was actually getting my kiddo to sleep last night, and I got sucked in to looking at some of my own playlists, and I used an Amplify planner a couple of years ago, and I had a monthly plan with me using a PlannerKate kit just on the actual monthly pages like this, and I had a weekly plan with me up, and that's kind of what started it. I was like, I want to go use my Amplify planner as soon as I wake up in the morning. How can I do that? This is how. So when I do a monthly planning spread, if I have a planner that's already dated, I typically don't use these date dots to put over it. Just leave it as is, but obviously since this has no dates on it, I don't really have a choice. It's just a little bit tedious, but really I like the way that it turns out once it's done too. So we're going to use the tweezers, get these dates put down. I am going to double check that June 2024 does start on a Saturday. Yes, it does. And June has 30 days. I am not going to split any boxes. I'm going to just stop with 29 here, and then if I have something on the 30th, I would prefer to put that on this July calendar where I have its own box. Okay, so skeleton is down a little bit, a few minutes here with the date dots, not a big deal. These kits do come with holidays, so we can put those down. I don't know why I'm still using my tweezers. Father's Day is on the 16th. And summer begins on the 20th. I also think that we can try out the sidebar. It should work because this is the actual PlannerKate shell. I feel like it's so much easier if I just turn my planner. There we go. Just adds more color to the page. I do have these, which are boxes to cover the dates not in the month. However, when they're up here at the top, I don't like to have the header and then another full box. So instead, I'm going to repurpose these for some larger dates in June. And I think I also want to do a June dashboard. So before I go into planning, I am going to use probably this set here to do my own dashboard. Now there are no lines to guide me, so this could get a little bit dangerous. I'm not the greatest at just a free-for-all sort of situation, but I'm going to put this one down first since it's the largest and center it on the page. Leave a little space at the bottom. And then we'll put this box down. I'm going to do it just basically like it is in the Erin Condren planner, with just a little bit more space between these boxes. Line up the left edge here, try to get the bottom straight. And do the same thing with these two boxes. So again, aligning the right hand side and the bottom. And then the last one, we'll line up the top and the edge. And call it good. Okay, so again, some more white space because this is larger than a 7x9, but I think centering it on the page did not turn out bad at all. And then on this side, we will do this full page perpetual monthly. Moment of truth, did I get it started straight? Not bad. And I think it's close enough there on the top. I'll be using this probably for gratitude every single day in June. And then I'll come back and put some memories and some journaling on these once the month is over. But I do like having them in here as kind of a placeholder, especially since I'm going to be setting up this planner soon and putting some of those other dashboard pages back here. Let's go back to this calendar page and start doing some actual planning. A couple of things that are kind of larger events. We will start with individual boxes. So that's nice because then you can use them all together, or you can split them up like I'm going to do. I'm going to remove this date dot just to put this down. And then put the date dot back down on top. If I had been thinking ahead, I would have done that. But this has some larger items on it, as does the 22nd. So I'm going to do the same thing here. And then we'll use some of these labels to get some things down. So on the first, my husband has a baby shower to go to, appointment label, and then when he tells me what time that is, I can fill it in. Still have a little bit of time before that, so I'm not too concerned. And then we'll use a yellow label. I have a sorority social in the evening. On the 22nd, we do have a rodeo to go to. So we will get that labeled. I also need to mark a couple of things. My husband is on call this month, and I'm going to use this thin washi off of this sheet for that. And then I do want to mark when my mom is on vacation. That way, knowing that she doesn't have to work, maybe we can plan something as a family. And that is going to be this week here of the 17th. Again, just using some thin washi from the kit. We also have a rodeo to go to on the 4th, but it's not quite as large as this one, so I'm not going to use a full box. I'll just handwrite it on a label. and that is on the 4th. I have a PTO meeting on the 11th. I also have a sorority meeting on the 17th. We'll get those two put down before I forget where they go. I also have a friend that's having surgery on the 13th, and I just want to make a note to give her a text and send her well wishes and prayers. And that is on the 13th. As I was rewatching that video last night, I also saw where I had pulled like the daily duo stickers and used them in my monthly. And I really liked how that looked, so I'm going to do that again for this. It's going to be a lot of pattern, but that's okay. I have the Bethany celebration, and I'm just going to center this 7x9. It's actually for plum paper, not for the daily duo, but anyway, daily sticker from PlannerKate here, and write that in. And then I think the last two things are church related. I have to teach Sunday school 2 weeks in June, and I believe it is the 9th and the 16th, so I'll write that on a label. And once I know the lesson number, I will put that on here as well. All right, guys, I think that's going to wrap up this monthly plan with me. Again, I'm so happy that I could move in to this planner basically a month early without ruining the pages and getting in that cycle of having to redate things just to move in early. I know it doesn't have my weeks in here, but I can function off of my monthly and my dashboard here. But I am so excited for the July planners to start. I am sure that you guys, if you are an academic start planner, are moving in as well. It's one of my favorite times in the planner season is watching everyone set up their new planners. Super fun. Can't wait to see what you guys create. Thank you for being here with me today as I planned out my month, and I'll see you back next time.